let's start with your reading, Sagittarius. Today, we are going to take a look into your situation, what you're going through, and the messages that you should hear about today. Also, keep in mind that the energies go both ways in general readings. Feel free to interpret the direction of the messages as it best resonates with your own personal situation. Now, let's begin with your main message. Okay, you are definitely at the end of a cycle, Sagittarius. Very important to know. We have the world, the completion of something, whether it was something pleasant or something not so pleasant. You are at the end of it, and you have a brand new beginning coming towards you with this Fool card. The Fool always tells you that you have to expect new, surprising, life-changing opportunity. And also, it's telling you that the only way to get somewhere is by leaving something behind. And this is going to be fundamental in this case. Now, what we see right here, and potentially what it is that you have to leave behind, it's definitely described in this Eight of Swords card. There is something here that you might be regretting at the moment. And it's definitely something that stems from the past. You look back and you realize that often maybe you have overgiven, overtrusted someone. Your love, you gave your time, you gave your patience, and potentially you ended up with much less than you had before you entered this very situation, which at first, yes, it looked very promising. Some of you wonder why you end up believing in certain things and even being naive at times, perhaps, thinking that things could have changed and they never did. Right now, I see you looking back and you can barely recognize yourself in your own actions when it comes to the situation. It's not about what you believed. It's about what you needed to believe in that moment. That's very important to Sagittarius, because sometimes when we are ready to love and we are ready to make that connection, we tend to overlook certain things. And then it's easy in hindsight to look back and say, why did I believe that? Why did I do that? But it's very important to understand that we should never be very harsh on ourselves when the only thing that we did in the past was to take a chance. And there is nothing wrong in taking chances ever. Now, if the other person did not behave in the way that you expected them to behave, hey, it's still good for you to take chances. If you just live in fear, you'll never go anywhere. Only the people that make mistakes and fail will eventually succeed. The other ones instead will always stagnate in the same safe, comfortable position in which they will realize eventually that they never had what they really wanted. So don't be too harsh on yourself. Now, I see that you were dealing with a magician, that you were dealing with someone who manipulated your perception, who manipulated the environment around you. And so this is even one more reason why you did things that maybe you would have not done in a different situation with a different person. But the most important thing that I see here is that you were ready for something real. You were ready for being vulnerable, ready to make that connection, and ready for something long lasting. The truth is that you carry so much love in your heart, Sagittarius. And you need to understand that it's time to give some of that love to yourself for once. So this is what you are currently going through. But let's see what was going on back then that you might still not know about. Let's get deeper into this message. You know, what I see right here overall, especially with this devil finally coming up, because I felt the energy from this person being this. but I didn't want to mention it until I saw it. I see that you were dealing with someone broken, Sagittarius. And in time, they broke you as well, slowly creating new beliefs inside of you and patterns that you never had before. And at some point, some of you started thinking that it was even your fault or that you were not good enough. Don't let someone who did you wrong make you think there's something wrong with you, Sagittarius, ever. Do not devalue yourself because someone did not value you in the past. Know your worth at all times, even if they don't. Because the truth is also that deep down, they know it and they knew it. They have been knowing it all along. They never showed it to you for some reason. And we'll have to see when we start clarifying what the reason might have been. You should know that when you love someone more than they deserve, surely they will hurt you more than you deserve. When someone is not treating you right, no matter how much you love them, no matter how lucky you have felt at some point to have found them, no matter of all the plans you might have created together, you've got to love yourself more and walk away when it's time to walk away. One thing that we often forget is the person you're meant to be with will never have to be chased, begged, or given a out. So right here we see that often looking back, you perceive yourself now as chasing this person left and right, always trying to adapt to their needs, whereas they were never adapting to your needs. And it's very important right here to understand that what you need to really focus on is your perception of the person that you fall in love with. If they're in need for you to chase them, if you have to beg them for attention, hey, Sagittarius, that's already a sign that that is not someone for you, no matter what your heart is telling you in that moment. It's very important always to find the balance. You see here the white and the black. We see the yin and the yang. You always have to find balance in between two main strong forces. And one of them is the heart, one of them is the mind. Loving someone blindly will never take you anywhere. You always need to love yourself first, and you always need to have that little bit of logic into any situation, so that if something starts not to go as you expected it to go, you have the self-respect to walk away no matter what the plans were initially. Okay, so this is the situation, these are the details. How is this situation going to change next? Let's look into it. Okay, now we're talking. Well, you have definitely changed over here. There is something that is changing within you and that eventually is going to propagate into your environment as well. And it's going to kickstart some sort of domino effect that will slowly but consistently change the situation for good. So I see you changing overall here, especially with this Emperor energy. And that's always the first step towards a bigger shift, transformation. We get the confirmation of something beautiful coming your way here, especially with this Page of Pentacles, bringing great news. And I see that things are really going to start to get interesting for you over here. At times, let me be honest about this. At times, it will be bittersweet. I see this Five of Wands showing us the conflict that you might feel inside at times. And the main reason is because you're giving up on what this could have been in order to make room for what it's going to be and for what else wants to get into your life, coming to your life at this moment, which, by the way, looks very promising, very passionate, but also very stable. Who is this person? What is this new opportunity? We'll see. But the most important thing to understand now is that sometimes you have to give up on people, Sagittarius. Not because you don't care, but because they don't. And you need to respect yourself enough to say, you know what, enough. Enough of this, enough of chasing, enough of begging. If you don't want this, I'm not gonna force it anymore. If you don't know how to treat this beautiful connection and how to treat me, I'm not gonna teach you anymore. I'm not here to babysit this connection any longer. Learn to say no also without explaining yourself. It's very, very empowering. There is something here that you also have been working in silence for. I see you right here with the Four of Pentacles, or waiting for in silence. And what you don't know is that the upcoming events are what will make the noise, are the result of your patient and hard work. For some reason, I'm really excited for you, mainly because I'm picking up on your upcoming excitement when it comes to the incoming events. So obviously we have a lot more to look into. Let's start clarifying all the messages in order to find out even more details about the situation and even more details about how it's going to evolve in the next few months for you. Very important development. Let's see what this is going to be about, Sagittarius. Now, if you want to dive deeper into the messages with me, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, Sagittarius, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free, never asking for money for the personal reading, personal, live, 30-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Please do me a favor and make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Sagittarius. Obviously, you have something major coming your way. We have seen here a situation that definitely scarred you in so many ways, changed you in so many ways. Some of them beautiful, some of them not so beautiful. And right now you're looking back, trying to understand what's left of all of it. What was the reason of all of it? What was the meaning of this? And we clearly see what the meaning is right here, starting with the Star, the Knight of Cups. Things are about to change. Things are about to get really beautiful for you. Starting from that Star, honestly, which really talks about you being in a position where you should expect miracles, where you should expect things that you thought impossible, but that now are going to become possible. There is a challenge. There is something right here with this Nine of Swords that we need to look into. But overall, you should expect that transformation that maybe you were hoping for a while right here with the Four of Pentacles. Look at this, the Sun. Hey, things are about to change. So let's see what this is all about. But first, I want to understand why this person never showed the love to you and the interest that they did have all along. What was the issue there? Let me clarify this Magician's person. The King of Cups, what? The Strength. The Four of Wands with the Six of Pentacles, and here we have it. Now we're starting to see why they have kept it to themselves. But hey, the love, the connection that they felt with you is potentially a type of love and connection that they never had with anyone else. So why have they been keeping it for themselves? Now, what we see